All right, we appear to be live in both of them. Good afternoon. Hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you. Thank you very much for coming in and joining us. Today is Thursday, aka Thursday, January 1st. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2026.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Who would have thought it?
Yeah. Now, as most people know who have watched our show, the first of every month is rather eventful, and the first of the year is incredibly eventful. So buckle up, buckaroos. We are going to go take you on a historic ride. I'm going to spitfire a lot of these.
Hold on to your seatbelt.
Yep. And if there's anywhere you want me to slow down or anything you want to talk about, so.
That's stop, hold up, time out.
Okay, we're going to start off in 153 BC. Roman consuls began their year in office. And, that's normally not really covered, but it's the first thing we have here.
Yeah.
From the other source, we have
153
BC, yeah.
Sheesh.
And from the other source, you have for the first time, Roman consuls began their year in office on January 1st. Moving on up to 45 BC, the Julian calendar took effect for the first time by edict of Roman dictator Julius Caesar. From other sources, the Julian calendar took effect as the civil calendar of the Roman Empire, establishing January 1st as a new date of the new year.
Now that I remember.
I believe you. You also believe this, in the year 1, origin of the Christian era.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Awesome.
I remember year 0. That was a movie with Jack Black.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it indeed was a movie. 177, Commodus, son of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, became consul for the first time at 15, the youngest ever in Roman history.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, yeah. Running an empire at 15. 365, co-emperors and brothers Valentinian I and Valens are made consuls to signify their new reign, and shortly after they divided the empire into East and West. So the schism, the East and West in the Holy Roman Empire. This is, this is not when they did it, but this is when they made when they were given the powers to do that, which they eventually would do.
I'm a little bit lost. What does East and West mean?
Roman, like the Roman Empire. Remember when it split into East and West?
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Well, initially, Rome was the capital of Rome. They got so big, eventually, right here, they divide the empire.
The capital of the world.
Yeah, well, they divide the empire into East and West. The Eastern Roman Empire, the capital was Constantinople.
Oh, okay.
Which later became Istanbul.
Yeah.
When Turkey, after the fall of the Ottoman Empire.
No, I didn't. I've never heard of that before. That's
you didn't
awesome.
know that the Roman Empire was split into East and West?
No.
Wow. Well, now you do.
That's why you're the historian and I'm not.
Yeah, well. 404, the last known gladiator competition in Rome, speaking of Rome. And we have a more meaty explanation here from the other source. St. Telemachus tried to stop a gladiatorial fight in a Roman amphitheater and was stoned to death by the crowd. This act impressed the Christian Emperor Honorius, who issued a historic ban on gladiatorial fights. So, he had to sacrifice his life, but he got what he wanted. And, gladiatorial combat and all that stuff, people were dying. It wasn't really a good thing, honestly.
No, it's not a good thing.
Moving on up to 630, Prophet Muhammad set out with an army 10,000 strong to conquer Mecca. I thought that was a religion of peace. So much for that. 990, Russia adopts the Julian calendar. That's pretty good. I guess. We use a Gregorian calendar now, I believe, correct?
Yes, I think so.
Because that's from the Pope Gregory, and the Julian calendar is from Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
And that's the same, the month of July is named after him. August is named after Augustus. Because when you really think about it, they're supposed to be, when you give every month 30 days, then there'll be 13 months. Why is October, Octo 8, the 10th month? Why, November, I think, is, for 9. December, Dec, 10th. Why is it 12? It's all screwy. So, moving on up to 1001, Grand Prince Stephen I of Hungary was named the first king of Hungary by Pope Sylvester II. Probable. Moving on up to 1068. Nope, we don't want to cover that one. Moving on up. 1502, a Portuguese expedition under Pedro Álvares Cabral was the first European group to discover the Bay of Guanabara, naming it Rio de Janeiro after mistaking it for a river entrance. Yeah, the present-day location of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, was first explored by the Portuguese. Cool. 1583, first day of the Gregorian calendar in Holland and Flanders. There we go. Now the Gregorian calendar is starting to manifest here. 1600, Scotland began its numbered year on January 1st instead of March 25th. All right.
What now? Stop.
Scotland began its numbered year on January 1st instead of March 25th. Its new year was March 25th instead of, this is when...
That doesn't screw everything up for the rest compared to the
Well,
rest of the
see,
world.
this is why I've said this before in a lot of, different episodes, is that it is, with all the differences the world has in politics and economics and this and that, it is astonishing how somehow, for the most part, we have unified measurements. Like, people still have their own calendars, they have their own, units of measurement, of time, of this, of that, and all the other. But for the most part, for the sake of trade and commerce and everything and just working together, like, we have a unified calendar.
Somewhat
we
unified,
operate,
not completely.
more or less, yeah.
Because you have the Muslim calendar of 13 days or something.
Well, yeah, but the world trade is not based off of the Muslim calendar.
No, you're right.
I'm not saying the Muslim calendar...
We have recognized...
That's what I'm saying
a
is...
system to run the world, yes.
Yes, we have a system to run the whole world. That's what I'm saying. There's still other people's calendars and all that jazz. But it's remarkable that we've somehow, worked together, at least for this,
Yeah.
So, anyway, moving on up, 1622, Papal Chancery adopted January 1st as the beginning of the year. It was previously March 25th.
That's what we just read.
No, that was for Scotland. This is 22 years later.
Oh.
So this
excuse
me.
me.
That's Scotland, and this is Papal Chancery. So this is Vatican, before it became a city-state and all that jazz. Moving on up to 1700, Protestant Western Europe, except England, began to use the Gregorian calendar. Here we go.
Yeah.
Except
England?
Except England. So, 1700, Russia began using the Anno Domini AD, or after death, era, and no longer uses the Anno Mundi era of the Byzantine Empire. All right.
Okay.
1724, glassblower Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit proposed a system for making thermometers and the Fahrenheit temperature scale in a paper to the Royal Society of London and was elected a fellow on this basis.
Now there's two measurements again.
Yeah, Celsius and Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Yeah, well, the only countries, to my knowledge, that use the imperial system, which was invented by the British, same with soccer, including the word. Oh, you're not in the screen. Pull up here.
Oh.
Was the imperial system of measurement, which the United States and North Korea are the only two countries that use the imperial system of measurement. Very strange.
Well, no, Canada does.
But don't they use metric as their primary?
I don't know.
I think that the majority of the world's countries, I believe, do.
All I know is their gallon is different than our gallon. They're a royal or imperial gallon.
Well,
I think they call it an imperial gallon.
They're also
we do.
They're also
they call it a gallon.
They're also Canada, and they don't know what bacon is either. Canadian bacon, what the hell is that? So, anyway, let's move on up to 3 centuries ago, 1726. J.S. Bach led the first performance of Herrgott dich Lobenrede. Your creative's gonna bash me for that butchering of what I believe is Deutsch. BVW 16, his church cantata for New Year's Day to a Liberto, by George Christian Lems.
Yeah.
That's
now. Back up 1 second to Canada. One more time. They buy gas by the liter.
Yes.
Not by the gallon.
But they also sell
gallon.
milk in bags.
Move on, please.
1739, French explorer Jean-Baptiste Charles Bouvet de Lozier, what a name, discovered the uninhabited Bouvet Island, the world's most remote island near Antarctica. All right. 1758, the International Commission on Zoological Nomenclature established a starting point for standardized species names across the animal kingdom, based on the biomnemonical nomenclature of the 10th edition of Systematica Naturae by Carl Linnaeus. I sound like Dr. Sheldon Cooper so bad right now. How am I reading this so fast?
I don't know.
I
had a hard time keeping up.
And potentially linguistically correct. 1772, the London Credit Exchange Company issued the first traveler's checks, or Jequois, if anybody remembers that, which can be used in 90 European cities. That's pretty cool.
Is that where the shekel comes from?
No, it's check. It's yeah. Playing off of my weirdness. But no, traveler's checks. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. 1773, the hymn that became known as Amazing Grace How sweet the sound. Not from me, though. Then titled 1 Chronicles 17:16-17, Faith's Review and Expectation. What a horrible, mouthy title.
Yeah.
Thank goodness they changed it.
Yeah.
Was first used to accompany a sermon led by John Newton in the town of Olney, Buckinghamshire, England. 1775, English potter Josiah Wedgwood wrote that he had developed his famous Wedgwood blue color in a letter to Thomas Bentley. And I put that in there because I am genuinely curious what Wedgwood blue actually looks like. And this reminds me, while I'm looking this up, you remember that whole comedy bit? I like the color that gets me the hell out of here.
Yeah. Is that it or is that it? It's
No.
way different colors.
I guess it's just the lighting, but let me move this over here so our viewers can see what we're seeing on the other monitor.
There's a very dark blue.
Yeah. Well, like we have light, whitish. These are all different. Like I guess it's just the lighting though, or maybe it's a Wedgwood.
Is it a blue for pottery?
Well, hold on a second. Wedgwood is an English fine china, porcelain, and luxury accessories manufacturer that was founded on. So it's not a color; it's a company.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's blue on pottery.
Yes.
And it comes out in different shades of blue.
Okay.
But it's all Wedgwood blue.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, we both learned something new.
Yeah.
Well, everybody involved something new, and you're flying off the camera again. 1776, General George Washington hoisted the first United States flag, the Grand Union flag, at Prospect Hill. 1776 as well, during the American Revolutionary War, the burning of Norfolk took place, in which Norfolk, Virginia, was burned to the ground by combined Royal Navy and Continental Army actions. Whoa. So, Royal Navy and Continental Army. So, both sides just decimated the whole city in their fight, I guess it seems.
Yes.
Like scorched earth. What's the word? Collateral damage? Yeah.
Yeah.
1781, 1,500 soldiers of the 6th Pennsylvania Regiment under General Anthony Wayne's command rebelled against the Continental Army's winter camp in Morristown, New Jersey, as part of the Pennsylvania Line Mutiny of 1781. So yeah, no, like there's, like the revolution was just hanging on by a thread the entire time. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, 1781, the world's first iron bridge opened to the public, crossing the Severn River at Coalbrookdale, England, regarded as a symbol of the Industrial Revolution.
And iron isn't that strong.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Let's look this up, if I can find any here. Okay, so this is the bridge right here. So it's not really like that huge. So iron, they can get away with it with the iron.
Yeah, and all the buttresses underneath supporting it. But still,
I don't.
In that era of iron bridges, they were known to be vulnerable to collapse.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's used as at least a main thoroughfare road anymore. I'm not sure though. So. What else do we got here? 1785, John Walter published the first issue of his newspaper, the Daily Universal Register, which was renamed the Times of London in 1788.
Ooh.
The Times.
Yeah.
That reminds me, like I got to.
Founded by Walter.
Yeah, yeah. Like you know the show Doctor Who.
Of course.
Well, that just reminded me of a scene that I just gotta show. Send it up. Let's see if it's gonna. Okay, well, this is in shorts format, but...
Your bloodline will be obliterated from time and space. Morning, Miss Clara.
You got the TARDIS then?
Military tactics. The doctor is...
Oh, well, I screwed that up. I don't want copyright claims either, so I'm just... He basically throws a newspaper through the window upstairs and it knocks her out. It's hilarious. Anyway, moving on to 1785, John Walter, we got that one. 1788, the London newspaper, the Daily Universal Registrar, changed the name to the Times. So, Yep. 1788, Quakers in Pennsylvania emancipated their enslaved people. All right, go Quakers. I
don't understand that.
They emancipated their slaves.
Oh,
Freedom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No longer slaves.
I was trying to read it as the. What do you call it? Were slaves, which the Quakers were slaves. Like,
No.
That makes no sense. Yeah.
No. They had slaves.
Yes.
Yeah. 1797, Albany replaced New York City as the capital of New York.
Yeah.
And it's been like that ever since, correct?
Still is, yeah.
1798, Russia appoints the first Jewish censor to censor Hebrew books. That's Weird. Why are they censoring Hebrew books? And weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
1800, the
Don't like
dissolution.
that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Like, I have some theories as to why they might be doing that, but I don't know. 1800, the dissolution of the Dutch East India Company came into effect. All right. VOC, aka the Dutch East India Company, they were one of the largest, if not the absolute largest and wealthiest companies in the history of ever.
Proportionally, yeah.
Yeah, crazy. 1801, the Irish Parliament voted to join the Kingdom of Great Britain, forming the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But not Great Britain, Ireland, and Scotland. That comes later.
No.
1803, Emperor Guillaume ordered all bronze wares of the Tay Son dynasty to be collected and melted into 9 cannons for the Royal Citadel in Hue, Vietnam. That is, what a loss for history.
Yeah.
And there's a thing, like, if you know anything about conspiracies or anything like that, like I'm not sure if you've heard about Tartaria or anything like that, but during World War II, they melted down and destroyed practically every bell in all of Europe. And there's this whole thing going on about like the churches and cathedrals. They were built to resonate certain harmonic frequencies that promote your cells to heal because it's vibrating in a certain way. And we know all, we've been hearing about harmonic frequencies and such for quite a while now. We've talked about when we spoke about the Coral Castle and how he did it and everything. So, but the bells also amplified it and everything. It wasn't just a call to come and pray. It actually healed the community. And there's this whole conspiracy going on about that, like, when the system took power and everything, Big Pharma, like, pushed for all of that to be destroyed and, forgotten by history so they can push pills and make profits,
Well,
like,
let's stick to history.
So, well,
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm not saying that this is what happened. I'm just saying think outside the box. Because if there's one thing as a historian that I've figured out is that what we know today is not necessarily the truth tomorrow.
I won't argue
So
that.
always keep your mind open. Don't take anything I have to say serious, as gospel. Look it up yourself. Use me as a platform for your own self-education, if anything. So let's move on up here. 1804, Haiti gained independence from France. This is their national day. Becoming the only state ever founded by formerly enslaved people and without slavery. All right. Congratulations.
Unfortunately, Haiti's still a mess.
Well, at least they're independent and free.
Yeah.
They're independent. They're a mess in their own decision. So, 1804 as well, Jean-Jacques Dessalines declared Saint Dominique in Haiti independent, ending the 13-year-long Haitian Revolution. So they fought for their independence. So that's good. And this is actually a part of this here. So I'm going to add that. 1806, we're not taking that. We're 1808. The U.S. Congress prohibited the importation of slaves. All right.
Well, that's good.
That's good, yeah. 1818, in the year 1818, Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley's Frankenstein, or the Modern Prometheus, the pioneering work of science fiction, was published anonymously by the small London publishing house Lackington Hughes, Harding, Maver, and Jones. All right. Pardon me. 2 centuries ago, 1826, Galdert van der Chaplin resigned as Governor General of the Dutch East Indies. That's usually done, but that's 200 years ago on this date, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
1831, slave plantation owner Charles Farquharson began his diary at Prospect Hill Plantations, Wadlings Island, San Salvador, the only plantation diary to survive from the Bahamas. It ended in December of 1832, so roughly about a year. So, but still, it's the only surviving diary of that era. That's wild. 1834, German Zollverein Customs Union came into effect. From the other source, most of Germany formed the Zollverein Customs Union, the first such union between sovereign states. All right, 1840, first recorded bowling match in the U.S. took place at Knickerbocker Alleys in New York.
Knickerbocker.
Yeah.
New York basketball team is the New York. They call them the New York Knicks now.
Yeah.
But the actual name is the New York Knickerbockers.
Yeah, and aren't Knickerbockers like pants, a type of pants?
No, I don't think so.
You know what? I'm going to look this up here right now.
You're thinking of knickers, but...
Well, Knickerbockers. I swear they're a type of... They are a type of pants. I told you.
Whoa! Good pull.
I know my Decadian era wardrobes. Come on. 1842, New York Illustrated News, the first illustrated weekly magazine in the U.S., published its first issue in New York. Well, it wouldn't do it in Johannesburg. 1845, Cobble Hill Tunnel in Brooklyn was completed, becoming the world's first subway tunnel.
Ooh.
Nice. 1845, the Philippines moved its national calendar to align with other Asian countries' calendars by skipping Tuesdays, December 31st, 1844. The change had been ordered by Governor General Narciso Clavera to reform the country's calendar so that it aligned with the rest of Asia. Its territory had been one day behind the rest of Asia for 323 years since the arrival of Ferdinand Magellan in the Philippines on March 16th, 1521. Holy hell. Good thing that they finally fixed that. Can you imagine being one day behind for like over 3 centuries? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
1847, the world's first Mercy Hospital was founded in Pittsburgh, United States, by a group of Sisters of Mercy from Ireland. The name will go on to grace over 30 major hospitals throughout the world. Mercy hospitals. Cool. 1852, national debt of Britain and Ireland was £765,126,582.
Wow.
That's heavy, Doc.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. 1852 as well, Netherlands began issuing its first postage stamps. That's pretty cool. We also have the first...
Tax.
Yeah. The first U.S. public bath opens in New York City in that year as well. What's going on with my camera? Oh, I guess it's this.
What is it?
It's a speck of dust that's affixed to the camera because it's been sitting in dust for months. 1853, the first practical horse-drawn fire engine in the U.S. entered service. All right. 1860, the first Polish postage stamp was issued, replacing the Russian stamps previously in use. So Poland gets some stamps.
So they're taxing themselves as opposed to paying the Russians. Tax.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a good thing.
Well, they could
Better than
also
paying the Russians.
Well, they could also just stop taxing themselves.
That'd be great.
But 1863, Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation to free enslaved people in the Confederate States. All right. Yes. 1863 as well. The first homestead under the Homestead Act was claimed near Beatrice, Nebraska. So hey, we have all this land. Go out, build homesteads, farm.
Yeah.
Manifest destiny. 1871, Belgium disbands its salt tax. So hey, we have they're getting rid of things. That's very unusual.
I forget what the salt tax is.
They tax you on salt.
No.
Well, then let's look this up. Salt tax. We have the technology. What was salt tax? Salt tax deduction. Okay, well there's... Oh. The salt deduction is a provision allowing itemizers to deduct state and local taxes from federal taxes. But this is... I don't think this is the same type of salt tax. I think this is taxing on the salt. Like...
Okay.
Because it's all in lowercase. I think. I don't know. If anybody out there can figure that out, do we have any comments?
What is a salt tax?
Yeah, is this actual sodium chloride, or is this political thing here? I need to drink some water, so one moment. All this talking, it's just dry. 1872, the Moerdijk Railway Bridge over Holland's Diep in South Holland opened, becoming the longest bridge in Europe at the time. Let's look this over here. I know time is ticking and everything, but I
wonder if it still stands.
That is a good question. So, images. Huh, that can't be right. I mean, that doesn't look like that tall.
There you go.
That
looks like a pretty long bridge.
Wait, was it long or was it tall? Longest. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That I was looking for something tall. Okay. That's still pretty cool. Like all those things. It looks like they might still be here, or something, or at least something's there. Anyway, 1873, Japan adopted the Gregorian calendar. There we go. Yeah. 1874, New York City annexed the West Bronx.
Oh.
Yeah. And we're going to be covering that here in a little bit, because it says here 5 boroughs history, and I think there's a whole thing about 5 boroughs later on here. 1875, Britain's Midland Railway abolished second-class travel, ending the practice of carrying third-class passengers in open-air wagons. We can't let the rabble be seen in the public now, can we? God. 1876, the Reichsbank, the central bank of the German Empire, opened in Berlin. I wonder if they're owned by the Rothschilds. 1877, Queen Victoria was proclaimed Empress of India. Yeah, Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom was proclaimed Empress of India. Yeah, that was when there was the British Raj.
Yeah.
So, 1881, Dr. John Watson was first introduced to the character Sherlock Holmes in a story written by Arthur Conan Doyle. Elementary, my dear Watson.
Yeah.
1881, the French Panama Canal Company began construction of the Panama Canal.
Oh, there you go.
Only to fail because it wasn't until later we picked it up and we got it done, but they tried. 1885, 25 nations adopted Stanford Fleming's proposal for standard times and also time zones. It was wild. Like, see,
How did it work without time zones?
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, at some point, people got, put their differences aside and just start using some kind of unified thing if we are going to work outside of our own little bubbles. Mm-hmm. We have to work together to some degree somehow.
So what year is that again?
1885.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
So we didn't have time zones up until 1885? No.
At least the proposal. Because this is when 25 nations adopted the proposal. Well, so I guess this is when they actually adopted it. So he had proposed it before. But, this is when time zones actually seem, from the sound of it, when they were inducted or enacted. 1890, the Rose Parade, then known as the Tournament of Roses, was first held in Pasadena, California.
Yeah.
1892, Ellis Island opened as a U.S. immigration inspection station and became the gateway to the United States for more than 12 million people. All right, they began processing immigrants in the United States. Good. Legally.
Yeah. Well, we definitely needed people.
Yeah.
Then.
Well, we definitely don't need a lot of them now.
No.
1893, first U.S. college extension courses for credit were offered at the University of Chicago. That doesn't sound good. So, college extension courses for credit. Oh, I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Sounds like some... At first, it sounded like some kind of student loan bull crap or something. 1894, Denmark adopted the Central European Time. All right. 1895, Norway adopted Central European Time as well. And 1896, German physicist Wilhelm Röntgen announced his discovery of X-rays.
Ooh.
And this is the same guy who has like the Röntgen, like radiation level thing.
Oh.
They spoke about it in the miniseries about Chernobyl. They were talking about the robot was built to withstand 1.3 Röntgens, but the hole in the roof is emitting 3,000 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So no wonder it melted immediately.
Yeah.
1898, Brooklyn merged with New York City to form the present-day city of New York. And here we go. New York annexed land from the surrounding counties, creating the city of Greater New York. The 4 initial boroughs, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, were joined on January 25th by Staten Island to create the modern city of 5 boroughs. There we go.
Yeah.
1899, the government of Cuba was handed over to the U.S. from Spanish rule. U.S. occupation continued until 1902. And then that's when, Batista or whoever took it? Or
No, Batista was ruling it.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so it was somebody else. So, 1900, compulsory primary school education in the Netherlands went into effect. Okay. 1901, the Commonwealth of Australia was formed when the British Imperial Parliament Act and the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1900 came into effect. So we have an extension. The British colonies of New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, South Australia, Tasmania, and Western Australia federated as the Commonwealth of Australia. Edmund Barton was appointed as the first Prime Minister. So, happy birthday, Australia.
Yeah.
1902, the first Rose Bowl, Tournament Park, Pasadena, California. Michigan defeated Stanford 49-0. Most valuable player, Michigan fullback Neil Snow. All right.
So that's 1902?
1902. Yep.
Yeah, so that's 12 years after the Rose Parade.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
1903, in Delhi, a great durbar, or formal reception, marked the coronation of King Edward VII as Emperor of India. The British released some 16,000 prisoners in honor of the occasion. That's a weird way to celebrate. Why would you release, were they political prisoners, or were they murderers? Why were they there, and why are you releasing them? If anyone can let us know in the comments section, that'd be great. Do we have any actual comments? Let me. Where's the thing there? There's nobody over there, and where's the other thing there? Nobody there. Okay. Moving on up to 1906, Dutch law made driver's license mandatory. I agree with that.
Yeah.
1906 as well, the first permanent movie theater in Canada, the Omitomoscope, opened by Leo Ormit in Montreal, Quebec.
So before that, they had pop-up theaters? Is that what they had?
I guess so. So,
Huh.
1906, the poll tax of £1 per head on all adult male inhabitants of Natal, South Africa, became payable, except for indentured Indians and married blacks, imposed by the Natal Parliament in 1905. Huh. Okay. 1907, U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt shook a record 8,513 hands in one day. I wonder if that record has been broken. And David Rush, we got to talk about that guy again. You can't hush the rush, as I like to say. He needs to break that record.
Yeah.
Or whatever the record is now. 1908, Jack Hobbs made his international debut in England's second test win over Australia at the MCG, scoring 83 and 28 in his 2 innings. Went on to become the leading run scorer and century maker in first-class cricket history.
Cricket. The first of the year we're in cricket.
I told you I was giving you a shit-eating grin today. So.
Now the dots are connected.
1909, in Great Britain, the old age pension law was finally instituted, providing pensions for every British subject over 70 with low income. Hey. 1910, British naval officer David Beatty was promoted to Rear Admiral, becoming the youngest admiral in the Royal Navy, save for royal family members since Horatio Nelson. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking about him again here in a little bit. 1911, Belgian mining law introduced a 9.5-hour workday. It's pretty cool. 1913, U.S. Post Office began parcel post deliveries. 1914, Klaas Terland became the Netherlands' first socialist mayor. Zandam. That's not good. 1914, St. Petersburg-Tampa airboat line became the world's first scheduled airline, covering the 18-mile distance in 23 minutes, piloted by Tony Janus. Service ceases after 3 months. But hey, proof of concept.
Yeah.
Getting it done. And yeah, the world's first scheduled airline to use a winged aircraft, specifically. There might have been one to use hot air balloons beforehand. So, but then again, how can you schedule air things, when you're completely reliant on the flow of the wind? So, it's not controlled flight. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it is slightly. It can get out of control easily. But
yeah.
It's controlled by heat.
Well, I mean, to schedule it to land.
Oh no, you have to go in the direction of the currents.
Yes. 1916, first blood transfusion using stored and cooled blood was performed. That's pretty cool. 1917, T. Lawrence joined the forces of the Arabian Sheikh Faisal al-Said, beginning his adventures that will lead him to Damascus by October 1918. Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
1918, last day of the Julian calendar in Finland. All right, I guess a fin of that.
Finally, and that's 1818?
1918.
1918?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 1919, Battle of Julin, British naval commander David Beatty was promoted to full admiral. All right.
Good for him.
Yep. 1922, coal miners in the Transvaal, South Africa, embarked on a strike in response to a wage cut, which quickly escalated into a large-scale revolt against the government, known as the Rand Rebellion. Yeah, don't mess with the people. 1922, Vancouver, British Columbia, started driving on the right side of the road. Hey, they finally got their heads screwed on right.
They flipped it from England.
See, it's on the right side of the road, not just because it's physically on the right side, but because it's right is incorrect. 1923, Britain's railways are grouped into the Big Four: LNER, GWR, SR, and LMSR. That's my little shout out to the British autists who watch us here. 1923, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics was established. Happy birthday, Soviet Union.
Yeah, I guess.
Shit, I don't like saying that. But 1925, Norway's capital, Christiania, changed the name to Oslo.
Oh.
That kind of sounds anti-Christian. And Norway also allied with the Nazis during World War II, I think. Right?
What?
Norway, they allied with the Nazis during World War II? I believe they did.
I believe they remained neutral. I don't believe...
Was it Norway? Oh.
They didn't ally
Oh,
with them. Maybe
Finland
they were
is who no, Finland. I was thinking of Finland. Okay, never mind. But still, changing the name from Christianity
I think it was
sounds anti-Christian.
Norway was one of the few, and I may have the wrong country, that didn't.
Switzerland is always neutral.
That
Norway
didn't get attacked by Germany.
Well, Finland allied with Nazi Germany because they were fighting a common enemy, which was the Soviet Union.
Russia.
Yeah, Soviets and Finland were fighting the Winter War. That was already going on during World War II. There's 2 wars happening at once. Kind of weird. So, anyway, 1 century ago, 1926, a flood in the Rhine struck Cologne. It sounds bad, but I bet it smelled good, though. 1927, Turkey adopted the Gregorian calendar. December 18th, 1926, and the Julian calendar was immediately followed by January 1st, 1927, and the Gregorian. Wow. Can you imagine going from December 18th to January 1st?
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened. 1928, first U.S. air-conditioned office building opened in San Antonio. All right. And I would have sworn... Well, I guess that was research writing for tomorrow's show. We talk about the inventor of the air conditioning, I believe.
Oh.
There's something. 1928, Boris Bazanov defected through Iran to seek asylum in France. He was the only assistant or member of Joseph Stalin's secretariat to have defected from the Soviet Union and the Eastern Bloc. Wow. Not even, what's his face could, survive all the way out in Argentina or wherever the hell he went. You remember, there's Lenin, and then there's Stalin, and then Trotsky, the other guy. Stalin finally killed Trotsky.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. In Mexico, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You couldn't run out. He was all over Mexico. You can't escape him. 1929, the former municipalities of Point Grey, British Columbia, and South Vancouver, British Columbia, were amalgamated into Vancouver. Hey. 1932, Ressé und Singular published Himmler's wedding laws. SS men have to prove their Aryan descent in order to have children. Yikes! Just what's crazy is if you just change who's allowed to do what in this, it almost sounds like something that's going on today. With certain.
How do you prove your Aryan descent when there's really no such thing as an Aryan? It's kind of made up. I understand if you have Jewish blood, there anything in the line that is not white, shall we say, would disqualify you. So I guess that's how they.
Well,
do it.
Aryan, it's a whole it was a whole mythological, spiritual thing with them.
Yeah,
and then
trying to find something pure of heart.
And the really big head honchos of the Nazi Party were really neck deep, if not deeper, in the occult and everything. So they had all sorts of weird stuff going on in their head. I'm going to keep on going here.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get this within an hour, but we'll see if I can make that. Let's see here. 1932, the United States Post Office Department issued a set of 12 stamps commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. All right. 1934, Alcatraz officially became a federal prison. Yep.
Hey.
Yep. Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay became a United States federal prison.
Yeah.
1934.
Did the Army have it before that?
The military did. I don't know
if not the
what
Army,
branch,
the
but
military. Military.
Yeah, no, it was.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a military prison.
Well, no, it was a fort. There was a small section that was a prison.
Yeah,
but then
you're right. It was a fort.
It was a fort.
With a prison in it.
Yeah. 1934, Federal Deposit Insurance Corp (FDIC) U.S. bank guarantor became effective. I don't think that's good. Here's something that's definitely not good. 1934, Nazi Germany passed the law for the prevention of genetically diseased offspring. Wow. But don't we have gene therapy that we use? Don't we have ways of detecting if somebody's going to have some disorder and preventing it while it's still developing in the womb? Aren't we practicing eugenics actively right now, to some degree? But we overlook it because it's for good intentions or something. We actually have ways to genetically edit something to be a boy or a girl in the womb while it's developing. We can take the wheel. It's crazy. That's
I'm not
freaking
familiar with that. But
oh yeah.
I know there's ways to have work on different diseases and things like that in the womb.
Is that not eugenics?
Okay, I get you.
You know, like let life be life, man. 1935, first Orange Bowl. Bucknell beat Miami, Florida, 26-0.
And what was the year again?
1935.
Yeah, they had the Orange Bowl today.
Yeah. 36, first newspaper to microfilm its current issues, New York Herald Tribune. All right, so you can look back at the archives and everything.
Yeah.
It's really smart. 1937, the safety glass in vehicle windscreens became mandatory in the UK. All right. So like
That's
windshields,
good. Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
1937 as well, U.S. Army Air Corps Physiological Research Laboratory was completed in Ohio. That sounds terrifying. Physiological? What are they researching? What are they doing?
I want to know.
The Army Air Corps, what are they doing?
Hopefully it's discontinued.
Freaking MK Ultra, anybody? 1939, Hewlett-Packard was founded by Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard in a garage in Palo Alto, California, the birthplace of Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
as it's so called. 1941, the Netherlands began taxing wages. Boo! Boo. 1942, the U.S. and 25 other countries signed a united declaration against the Axis. Yep. And it says here, the declaration by United Nations was signed by 26 nations. This was during the when the League of Nations was around, but it wasn't working so well because the whole point of it was to prevent the Great War from happening again, and it happened again.
Yeah.
So they eventually dissolved, but while they were dissolving, they formed the United Nations, and there was one point where both entities were in existence and working at the same time.
Now that I didn't know.
Yes, it was a very short period of time, but it was going on. 1943, Chicago Blackhawks field first trio of brothers to play together in an NHL game. Max Doug and Reggie Bentley appeared for the Hawks in a 6-5 win over the New York Rangers at Chicago Stadium. Three brothers playing, on the field.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
On the ice.
Yeah. Oh, well, NHL. Yeah, ice. Okay. 1944, first feature-length foreign movie, African Journey, shown on TV, New York City. All right. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
1944, General Clark replaced General Patton as commander of the U.S. 7th Army. I think that's after the slapping incident or something.
Oh, no, you're probably right.
Yeah, he got really booted hard for that.
Oh, yeah, big time.
So,
That baffled the Germans.
yeah.
Why are you taking your best commander? Kicking him to the side.
Well, because, the soft-hearted liberals don't like our general mistreating...
They thought it was a fake deal to bring him from somewhere else, and they thought we couldn't possibly do that, so we were up to some plan. Make him look dormant, and then there he is, bam.
Yeah. Moving on up to 1945, German air raid on Allied airports at Eindhoven, St. Tron, Brussels. We had the German Luftwaffe launched Operation Bonde de Palette, a massive but failed attempt to knock out Allied air power in Northern Europe in a single blow. Yeah, good luck, pal. 1946, Emperor Hirohito of Japan announced he is not a god. Yeah, of course you're not.
That's huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got his ass handed to him, Well, twice, 1946, ENIAC, U.S. first computer finished by Macaulay/Eckbert. All right, the ENIAC. 1947, during the Cold War, the American and British occupation zones in Allied occupied Germany after World War II merged to form the Bi-Zone, which later, with the French zone, became part of West Germany. All right. While that was going on, the Canadian Citizenship Act of 1946 came into effect, converting British subjects into Canadian citizens. Prime Minister William Leon Mackenzie King became the first Canadian citizen. All right. Little weird that someone named King became the first citizen when the, Citizenship Act and everything, almost as if it's symbolic that no matter what, the crown still owns you. 1948, first color newsreel filmed in Pasadena, California. Yeah, I know where that is. While that was going on, after partition, India declines to pay the agreed share of 550 million RS, rupees or something, I guess, in cash balances to Pakistan. So this is shortly after Pakistan founded as a nation and all that jazz, split off from India. 1948, Transport Act of 1947 came into force in the United Kingdom, nationalizing the British rail system under the name British Railways. Okay. 1949, arguably cricket's greatest ever batsman,
two,
Australian captain Don Bradman was knighted.
Time out.
First time a cricketer was bestowed with the honor solely for his contribution to the game.
You can't have two.
Yes, I can.
And did.
1949, the United Nations ceasefire took effect in Kashmir from 1 minute before midnight. War between India and Pakistan stopped accordingly. Good. 1950, Dutch government raised all wages 5%, minimally FL5 per week. I don't know what that sounds, but that sounds like it's going to cause a major disturbance in the economy right there. A 5% all wage increase. That's substantial. 1950 as well, Ho Chi Minh began an offensive against French troops in Indochina. And this begins the Vietnam War. So, we don't need that one. 1951, massive Chinese and North Korean assault begins on the United Nations lines. And that's, the Korean War.
Yeah, big time.
Yep. 1953, the first TV detector van began operating in the the UK, was used to identify users of unlicensed television sets. So, yeah,
You have a license to use a TV set?
Well, they re-implemented them actually now. Like if you want to watch TV, if you want to watch YouTube, you have to have an actual license. Like legit, like how we have driver's license, and fishing license and hunting license. In the UK.
In the UK. I'm looking at you dead blank because we don't have anything like that.
No,
here.
I said UK, and I made it a point to say sorry, not the United States of America.
I know that.
The United Kingdom of Great Britain and whatever. No, they have a TV detector van to find unlicensed television sets, and now today they still have TV licenses and all that stuff, or they recently re-implemented them. There's a whole hoopla about it. Could you imagine having to pay for a license to watch TV?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. 1953 as well, the Bantu Education Act, later renamed the Black Education Act, commenced, providing the legal underpinning of several aspects of the apartheid system, most importantly in education. I don't really know fully well if that's good or bad. Apartheid is awful, I know that, but I don't know what this is exactly doing. The words' meaning are kind of lost on me. So... 1954, NBC broadcast first live color U.S. coast-to-coast telecast, the Tournament of Roses Parade from Pasadena, California.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we have here Rose and Cotton Bowl, our first sport color casts.
Ah.
All right. 1955, Bhutan issued its first postage stamps. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You're off of the camera again, by the way.
No. That's okay.
Moving over there. 1956, a New Year event caused panic in stampedes in Yahiko, central Niigata, Japan, killing at least 124 people. Man, I hate human stampedes. 1956, Sudan, Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, declared independence from Egypt and the United Kingdom. All right. Independence. 1957, lèse-majesté in Thailand was strengthened to include insult and changed to a crime against national security after the Thai Criminal Code of 1956 went into effect. That sounds like a police state action right there.
So, your words are now illegal.
Yeah.
If you insult somebody.
Yep. Well, gee, that kind of sounds familiar now, doesn't it? 1958, European Economic Community came into effect, better known as the European Common Market. It was established. 1959, Chad became autonomous republic and French community. What a Chad. 1959 as well, Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista fled to Cuba for the Dominican Republic. Cuban revolutionary forces captured Havana. Fulgencio Batista, dictator of Cuba, was overthrown by Fidel Castro's forces. 1960, a photograph of a South African boy in a torn vest was published in the Daily Herald. It was illegal to employ a native under 18 in the mines under the Native Labor Regulation Act. 1960, the Bank of France issued a new franc worth 100 times the value of existing francs. That's ridiculous. That's going to cause a devastation in the economy.
Well, yeah, I guess, I don't know. Depends on how they made the transition.
Yeah. 1960 as well, French Cameroon, gained independence from France. All right. We also have Johnny Cash perform the first of many free concerts behind bars at San Quentin State Prison in California, with Merle Haggard among the inmates in the audience. Merle Haggard, that's right. Merle Haggard attributed, seeing Johnny Cash to starting his own music career. So,
country western career.
Yep. 1961, largest check issued, National Bank of Chicago to Sears at $960.242 billion.
What's the check for?
I don't know. So, if anybody wants to let us know in the comment section, please let us know.
I wonder if it bounced.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It didn't bounce. It what's a bigger bounce?
I would say bombed.
Bombed.
Didn't bounce, it bombed.
What's a bigger bounce? Like a boinged? We don't have gradient scales in the bounce category.
Not the bounce, no.
So, 1961, Russia introduced a new ruble worth $1.11. Okay. 1962, Beatles, Decca Records audition was unsuccessful. They were told guitar groups are on their way out.
There's corporate.
Stupid. 1962, United States Navy SEALs was established.
Ooh.
Happy birthday, SEALs.
In 62?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it would have been older than that.
No. Well, I mean, there's so many branches. There's, there's the Rangers,
Navy SEALs is the elite part of it.
There's
like
the SEALs, the
whatever.
Green Berets.
Yeah.
But I think the Green Berets are the Marines. Or
Army,
okay. 1963, Astro Boy, the first popular animated Japanese television series based on the manga series by Osamu Tezuka, premiered on Fuji TV in Japan. All right. 1965, 49-year-old former England international soccer forward Stanley Matthews became the only player to be awarded a knighthood while still playing Stoke City. Or were they on the field kicking a score while getting knighted? That sounds pretty wild. Can you imagine that? Well, it says while playing, while still playing, 1966, all U.S. cigarette packs were to have to carry caution: cigarette smoking may be hazardous to your health.
Oh, I remember all of that. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if we skipped over it or if it's yet to come, but soon. Oh, no, it's yet to come. Cigarettes advertisements on TV are banned and everything. What were you going to say?
The cigarette thing, was that the one that they said it maybe...
Oh, yeah. Caution, cigarette smoking may be hazardous to your health.
And then they changed it later, years or two later, to it is bad for your health.
Looking at this pack of cigarettes will give you stage 8 cancer. You will die immediately. 1967, AFL Championship War Memorial Stadium, Buffalo. Kansas City Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills. 31-7, QB quarterback Len Dawson passed for 2 touchdowns. RB running back? Right? Or right back?
Yeah.
Mike Garrett ran for 2 touchdowns as well.
A big running back star.
Yeah.
Played at his college days at SC.
1967, second day's play in Calcutta. Second cricket test, India versus West Indies. Third time is canceled by riots. Ticket holders denied access. Starts trouble outside ground. Escalates with fires in stands and pitch damage. WI, I don't know what WI is, Wisconsin or whatever, or West Indies, win by 45. But no, there was a riot over cricket. People got violent. There was fire. Property damage.
I'm ready to
happened.
ride over cricket. One more cricket, I'm gone.
Let's see here. Hold on.
That's my protest.
Do I have it? Where is it? Here, how about that? 1968, Netherlands got color TV. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
1969, Jack Kent Cooke, owner of NHL's LA Kings, fined each player $100 for not arguing with the referee.
Wow.
So for not arguing, you're fined $100.
Yeah, he also...
Ain't that some bullshit?
He owned the Lakers also, and he sold all of that to... what do you call it? Who owned him?
I don't know.
Well, I can't.
How the hell would I know?
I don't know.
I can't get this difference between the cycle and the line. How would I know?
Who owns the Lakers now? Or are they just sold?
I don't know.
The family.
I have not a clue.
Okay, forget it. Go on.
Hold on a second.
I've gone blank on the name.
We have the technology. Who just sold the Lakers? Sold $1, blah, blah, blah. Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah,
Buss family?
Buss. Jerry Buss owned it.
Oh, okay.
He bought it from Jack Kent Cooke.
All right. Is he a Greyhound or something? Buss. 1970, the Epoch, time 0 for Unix systems, midnight GMT. The defined beginning of Unix time. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is the epoch. This is when it starts. In the beginning, there was nothing. Moving on up to 1971, cigarette advertisements were banned on TV. It says banned on American television. Does that mean North American, United States, or just all of America, or what?
Unfortunately, that generally means the United States.
Yeah, well, I mean, United States of America, not America of America.
Even North America includes Canada also.
And Mexico.
So I thought they were more in Central. They're in North?
No, Mexico is at NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, is U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
True.
That's North America.
Yeah.
1972, International Book Year begins, and here we go. There's going to be a lot of years, but there's no International Men's Year for some reason.
What is an International Book Year?
It's the year for it's internationally recognized as the year of the book. It's Pi Day, or it's this, or it's that, or it's International freaking Chapstick Month or Week or Awareness Nipple. I don't know. 1972, policewomen were enlisted as full members of South African police force for the first time. All right.
Good.
Yep. 1973, Britain, Ireland, and Denmark became the 7th, 8th, and 9th members of the European Common Market, respectively. West African Economic Community was formed. Benin, Ivory Coast, Mali, Mauritania, Niger, Senegal, and Upper Volta. We formed the West African Economic Community. All right. 1974, Ernie DeGirio of Buffalo handed out 25 assists in the Braves' 120-119 win over Portland, establishing an NBA single-game record for assists by a rookie.
Wow.
It's really cool. 1974, NBC Radio began an on-the-hour news 24 hours a day, following CBS's lead. All right, that was weird to read.
I would suspect that CNN had something to do with that because they were 24-hour news all the time.
This is CNN.
Huh?
Walter Cronkite.
No, he was CBS.
Oh, wow. I'm stupid. 1974, World Population Year began. All right, so now it's about world population. 1975, International Women's Year began. And I was like, is there a men's year? If not, that's sexist and misogyny. Misandry. Misandry? So there's misogyny and misandry. Misandry is a hate of men. So
I didn't know that.
Yep. I've
never heard of that word.
Well, exactly. They don't want you to know about the opposite of what is actually happening. 1975 as well, the Swedish instrument of government was adopted, transitioning Sweden into a parliamentary democracy. All right. 76, after 45 years of coaching, Paul Brown of the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals announced his retirement from the National Football League. 1976 as well, Liberty Bell moved to a new home across the street from Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We also have NBC replaced Peacock logo with a large block N. Design of new logo approached $1 million and was subject to copyright infringement suit costing NBC an additional $800,000. And now it's taken.
They were infringing.
I don't know, but a giant
I thought they
N.
still had the Peacock.
They do, because they lost it.
Okay, so I'm right. Okay.
Yeah, they were trying to change it to a giant N, which is now Netflix. But I see a giant N. I think of another word that only a certain people are allowed to say. 1977, Belgium reapportions.
Reappropriation.
No, reapportions.
Okay.
Belgium reapportions 2,359 communities into 596. That is a really good defragging job right there.
Yeah.
If anybody even out there knows what defragging means anymore. 1977, Czech Intellects began Human Rights Group Chapter 77. What the heck is that? Let us know in the comments section. We're approaching our hour, and I'm going to try to spit through all this to get the show done.
Yeah.
So, but if anybody out there would please let us know in the comments section, what that is, that'd be great. 1979, International Year of the Child began.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 1979 as well, U.S. and China, the People's Republic, began diplomatic relations. We have normal diplomatic relations were established between the United States and the People's Republic of China. And we also have the joint... Yep. We have the joint communique on the establishment of diplomatic relations and Taiwan relations. Act entered into force. Through the communique, the United States of America established normal diplomatic relations with West Taiwan, also known as China, as well as guaranteed military support for Taiwan, which is the real China. At least the ones that fled in the wake of all the commies. 1980, Chrysler Europe was renamed Talbot. Okay. 1980 as well, the comic strip The Far Side by Gary Larson debuted in the San Francisco Chronicle. I remember that.
Wow, in 1980?
Yeah.
I would have thought it was much older. I would have taken that back to the 40s or 50s.
Nope. Apparently not. We also have International Drinking Water Supply and Sanitation Decade began. That's a very specific thing to focus on for 10 years. What the hell? 1980 as well, Sweden changed the rule of succession from agnatic primogeniture to absolute primogeniture. What the hell does that mean?
I have no clue.
And so I'm going to see if we have any comments here. Nothing going on over there. And if the background music is too loud, please let me know in the comments. Do we have any comments here? No, we don't. So, hold on a second. Why is this not... There we go. Okay. What else do we got here? Moving on up to 1981. Greece became the 10th country to join the European Economic Community.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
1981 as well, International Year for the Disabled begins. All right. I was going to make a horrible joke, but I guess nobody can stand for it. 1983, God damn, what's wrong with me? Flag Day, TCP/IP protocols became the only approved protocol on ARPANET, replacing the earlier NCP protocol, effectively creating the internet.
Oh, okay.
So what we use now.
Yeah.
We have 1983, World Communications Year begins. Okay. 1984, AT&T's 22 owned Bell Systems companies divest into 7 independent companies.
Yeah, I remember that.
The original American Telephone Telegraph Company, also known as AT&T, was divested of its 22 Bell System companies as a result of the settlement of the 1974 United States Department of Justice antitrust suit against AT&T. Didn't do shit. 1984, Brunei gained independence from the United Kingdom. All right. We also have the world's largest residence for a head of state. Istana Nurul Iman was completed as the home of the Brunei royal family, covering over 200,000 square meters.
Whoa!
I gotta look this up here. You know,
What?
I know we are over our hour, but we gotta see how big this house is. Good God in heaven, look at that thing.
That it up in the hill?
That's the whole square. The grounds,
Yeah.
probably that's the
entrance.
front door.
That's the entryway, yeah.
You want to go get the mail? Look at that thing.
That's
That is
crazy.
enormous.
Crazy.
Absolutely enormous. Ridiculous. What else do we got here? And I lost this positioning, so move that back over there. Here we go. 1985, Nordu.net was registered as the world's first domain name on the internet. All right. We also have Ernest Harrison made the first British mobile phone call to his father. Ernie Wise made the first public mobile call hours later to a Vodafone.
Oh, mobile.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's,
So,
that's significant.
Yeah, so these are 2 different phone calls,
Yeah,
but happening
yeah.
on the same day. 1985, International Youth Year begins. Didn't we already have a Children's Year? So we've had a Woman's Year, we've had 2 Children's Years, but there's no Men's Year. Men have just been getting the shit kicked out of them, for decades longer than we knew. We also have the first mandatory seatbelt law in the U.S. came into effect in New York. All right, good,
Yeah.
good.
That's the first one, huh?
Yeah, in the U.S. at least.
Mandatory.
Yep.
Anyways.
VH1 made its broadcasting debut. Remember VH1? Television
I do,
channel?
yeah.
1986, Aruba gained independence from the Netherlands Antilles. All right. And we also have International Peace Year began, declared by the UN on October 24th the previous year, 1985. So we have Peace Year, okay. 1986, Spain and Portugal were the 11th and 12th countries, respectively, to join the European Economic Community. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting tired?
The neck's getting a little stiff, but
Oh, okay.
keep going.
Well, sit back. You're leaning forward like this. Your shoulders back, head up, get comfortable.
Yeah.
1986, the South African government closed its borders with Lesotho, cutting off important food and fuel supplies after Lesotho refused to sign a non-aggression pact. That's not too cash money of them. 1987, International Year of Shelter for the Homeless began. Interesting year for that to happen, and someone we know's birth year. So.
Oh, a little slow to the tape.
Click, 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 click,
Okay.
click, click, click.
There we go.
1988, Year of the Reader began. Okay. Okay.
You
Still,
didn't read before then?
apparently not. Still no Year of the Mail. Still no International Men's
no.
Appreciation Day. Gee, thank you for making money to keep the lights on, hon. 1988, the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America came into existence, creating the largest Lutheran denomination in the United States. All right. 1989, year of the young reader began. Okay, so now we have the children and the reader. Whatever they can do to avoid giving recognition to men. Whatever they have to do. 1989, the Montreal Protocol came into force, stopping the use of chemicals contributing to ozone completion. All right. 1991, hey, we're getting close, 5% sales tax on consumer goods and services went into effect in the USSR. Holy crap. That does not sound good.
Sales tax.
Yikes. 5%?
No, we're almost 10, so.
Yeah. So.
Now.
Yeah, but this is one hit.
Yeah.
So, 1992, Curacao became the first in the Dutch Antilles to implement compulsory education. Okay. 1992 as well, International Space Year began. Okay. 1992, the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic was renamed the Russian Federation, becoming the successor state to the Soviet Union. 1993, cigarette advertisements are banned in New York City's MTA, Mass Transit Administration, their trains and everything. We also have Czechoslovakia separated into the Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Oh, okay.
All right, the dissolution of Czechoslovakia. The 12-member European Economic Area set up a vast free trade zone. Sounds like socialist crap. International Year of the Family began, declared by the UN on December 9th, 1989. So at least they're recognizing families, as opposed to what they do now. They're actively trying to destroy families. But hey, men are part of families, so hey, we're getting something,
Move on.
I'm trying to prove a point here. 1994, the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, went into effect. We spoke about NAFTA earlier.
Yeah.
1995, centennial of the Canadian Mounties' presence in Canada's Yukon Territory.
And they've redone that NAFTA, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 1995, International Year for Tolerance is declared by the UN on November 16th, 1995. So, okay.
Yeah.
1995 as well, The Last Far Side by cartoonist Gary Larson, who had started in 1980. We also have the Draupner wave in the North Sea in Norway was detected, confirming the existence of freak waves. Rogue waves and all that jazz. Yeah. The Treaty of Ascension, Austria, Finland, and Sweden joined the European Union. And the World Trade Organization came into being in 1995. 1996, after 27 years, Betty Rubble debuted as a Flintstone chewable vitamin character. Okay.
The European Union is the EU now.
Yes.
So you're probably familiar with the EU.
What do you mean now?
Now it's the common name for Europe, the EU.
Well, yeah. Well, that's Europe is a continent, and the European Union is the government.
Yeah, but before, with all the countries completely devoid of each other,
well, yeah,
they came up with a common currency and all that stuff.
Yeah.
To compete with the United States, to
yeah,
make them stronger, supposedly. So far, it hasn't worked.
Yep. I want to make a comment about finally we can eat Betty Rubble as a vitamin. Like nothing better than teaching children cannibalism, huh? You didn't hear what I said earlier?
Yeah.
About the Flintstones vitamins and all that? Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
1997, the Republic of Zaire officially joined the World Trade Organization as Zaire. All right. 1998, a paper published by Brianoy Coles highlighted a submerged land between Britain and Europe in the modern North Sea as a once crucial inhabited landmass and named it Doggerland. And that's where a lot of people
speculate. It's underwater?
Yes. Actually, if I bring up, let's see here, Google Maps. Google.com. And let me zoom out here really quick. But let's see here. And where was this again? It said here, Great Britain and Europe.
Yes.
So basically, and I'm going to put this over here. But basically, it states because they've discovered this. They were clearing sediment or they were dredging. They were laying a pipe or a cable, whatever. They were doing something underwater, and they found like pottery and like bricks and signs of civilization.
But it's not showing you anything on the map.
What do you mean?
You were going to look it up on the map.
No, I'm explaining it.
Oh.
Or this whole area.
Okay.
Because they
okay.
all this, you see how it's all like lighter blue. That's all shallow.
Okay.
Okay. Like darker blue means deeper
deep.
water.
Yeah.
But all this was above water at some point. Not saying that the land fell down, but the water level rose up.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. But they're finding in 30 meter deep water. So I don't know if that's deep or whatever. But they're finding rather deep in the sediments like thousands of year old like signs of human civilization. So there was above water at some point.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see here. 1998 as well. All California bars, clubs, and card rooms were required to be smoke free. Boo. You know, I'm really tired of all these people just going into everybody else's space and then telling them how to live their life. You know, like.
You know, I don't argue when you couldn't smoke in a market anymore or
Okay,
in a restaurant. That I get.
Okay. You know.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. You know, in 1998, Russia began to circulate new rubles to stem inflation and promote confidence. And following its currency reform, Russia began to circulate new rubles to stem, yada, yada, yada. We also have U.S. Census Bureau estimated a population at 268,921,733.
Who did?
U.S.
Okay.
So that's our population of the country.
Yeah.
For the United States. We also have Argentinian physicist Jean Maldacena published a landmark paper initiating a study of ADS/CFT correspondence, which links string theory and quantum gravity. Oh. Wow, that's incredible.
String theory. That's what's his name on
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang. Yeah.
Sheldon.
Sheldon Cooper.
Yeah,
it was his string theory.
Yeah. Well, he's not a physicist. He's
the other one was a theoretical physicist.
Yeah,
was his partner.
Yeah. So which one was he again?
I don't know. But he always hammered his partner for being a theoretical physicist. Which I don't even know what that is, really.
I can explain
Testing
it, but
theories.
Yeah. We gotta move up to 1999. The euro currency was introduced in 11 member nations of the European Union, with the exception of the United Kingdom, Denmark, Greece, and Sweden. Greece later adopted the euro 2 years later. And we have 1999, International Year of the Elderly.
Hey!
2000, Gisborne, New Zealand, with a population of approximately 32,754, was the first city in the world to welcome the new millennium. All right, that's pretty cool. 2000 as well, opening of the Holy Doors of Santa Maria Maggiore by Pope John Paul II in Rome to celebrate the new millennium. The next year, Greece adopted the euro, becoming the 12th Eurozone country, as we said earlier. 2002, banknotes and coins became legal tender in 12 of the European Union's member states. We also have Taiwan officially joins the World Trade Organization as Chinese Taipei. The Open Skies Mutual Surveillance Treaty, initially signed in 1992, officially came into force. Moving on up to 2006, Sydney, Australia, swelters through its hottest New Year's Day on record, with a temperature peaking at 45.8 degrees Celsius, sparking bushfires and power outages. That has easily got to be in the upper 90s, if not in the triple digits.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know the ratios, but...
Yeah. 2007, Adam Air Flight 574 disappeared over Indonesia with 102 people on board. Okay, initially I wasn't going to report on that, but from the other source it said Adam Air Flight 574 broke apart in midair and crashed near the Makassar Strait, Indonesia, killing all 102 on board. That's a lot different than disappearing. What the hell?
Yeah, I never heard that breaking apart before. I heard about the disappearing part.
Well, there's been a lot.
I never found it.
That's not. That's not air. Whatever. That was. What was? That's the same one. Oh, it was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was. Is this the same one that we're thinking of? That vanished.
I am. Maybe I'm wrong. But,
I don't know. Well, there's been several.
Yeah.
Throughout history. But now they're saying that's right. It's been a recent revelation that they concluded that it broke apart. But there's this whole video of these orbs flying around it and then it disappears. They're saying it was teleported to another dimension. All sorts of things. I don't know. Moving on up to 2007, Bulgaria and Romania officially joined the European Union. And we have here Bulgarian, Romanian, and Irish became official language of the European Union, joining 20 other official languages. All right, I'm pretty sure I can roll that in with that guy as well. Slovenia officially adopts the euro currency and becomes the 13th member of the Eurozone. Okay, we can roll that in with that. Moving on up to 2008, Malta and Cyprus officially adopt the euro, becoming the 14th and 15th countries in the Eurozone. 2009, Slovakia officially adopted the euro, becoming the 16th. Yada, yada, yada. 2009, the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, adopted Hanyu Pinyin as its official Chinese romanization system. Before this time, the most commonly used system is Tiangang Pinyin, What the hell is a romanization? Romanization?
I don't know.
Like some kind of number thing? Let us know in the comments. 2011, Estonia officially adopted the euro currency, 17th, yada yada. Moving on up, 2013, a U.S. bipartisan deal temporarily avoided the fiscal cliff. Yeah, temporarily. So, we're still paying for that today.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Phil Taylor claimed his 16th and last PDC World Darts Championship title with a 7-4 victory over the Dutchman Michael van Gerwen in the final in London. 16th championship, so come on.
That's a bunch.
You know, I didn't just throw that in there for this.
Yeah.
I mean, darts, you know?
I know.
And anybody else who out there watch Balloon Shop, you know, I'm a supporter of Dart Juice. 2014, Dutchman Michael van Gerwen won his first PDC World Darts Championship, defeating Peter Wright of Scotland 7-4. It is the first time no Englishman has been in the final. So that's why that article is in there. 2014, New Zealand cricket batsman Corey Anderson smashed a record century off just 36 balls in the Black Caps' 159-run ODI win over the West Indies in Queenstown, finishing on 131 not out of 47 balls. 2015, Lithuania adopted the euro as currency, yada yada yada. 2015, as well, the Eurasian Economic Union came into effect, creating a political and economic union between Russia, Belarus, Armenia, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan. How am I reading this so well? 2016, Dubai skyscraper, the address burned as a New Year was rung in. The fire started on New Year's Eve.
I thought they were going to talk about the tallest building or something.
No.
Yeah.
No. But it was on fire over the New Year's.
Yeah.
You know? So that's not a way to celebrate.
No.
2017 as well, Vidar Baha won its first Ranji Trophy title in its first final appearance in 61 years, beating Delhi by 9 wickets in indoor. Medium pacer Ranji stars with the ball, taking 6 wickets. There's a lot of groundbreaking things happening. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Well, there's a lot of people out there who don't give a fiddler's crap about, basketball, but I give them credit.
You're not talking about basketball.
I do sometimes.
You're talking about cricket.
2018, California became the largest U.S. state to legalize cannabis for recreational use. Woo! 2019, millions of women created a 385-mile women's wall across the state of Kerala, India, in support of women's access to the Sabarmala temple. All right, millions of women. That's really cool.
See, men couldn't pull that off.
Well, yeah, we can.
Yeah, I'll go tomorrow. That's the problem. Mañana.
Well, I could say something truly awful, like, well, we were busy with going to work and providing food, So, 2019, Qatar introduced a 100% tax on alcohol and other quote-unquote health-damaging goods, doubling the price of alcohol, tobacco, energy drinks, and pork in the oil-rich, predominantly Muslim nation. So basically taxing...
a sin tax.
Yeah, well, basically taxing anybody, not them. That's incredibly, horribly xenophobic and problematic. But nobody talks about that. Weird. 2019, Qatar withdraws from the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, after 57 years of membership. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Last 5 years, guys, home stretch. 2021, Cuba's Day Zero unified its two currencies by withdrawing the Cuban convertible peso, the CUC, the CUC, alongside steep increases in prices and salaries, effectively devaluing the remaining Cuban peso for the first time since 1959. All right. We also have the African Continental Free Trade Arena, signed by 54 countries, came into effect largely symbolically, with complete implementation expected to take years. But hey, they're trying. They're doing something. That's really cool. 2022, Chicago Bulls forward DeMar DeRozan became the first player in NBA history to hit buzzer beaters on consecutive days. See, I'm talking about basketball now. You motherfucker. He hit 3-pointers to beat the Washington Wizards 120-119, and the previous night the Indiana Pacers 108-106. Now there's someone out there who likes cricket. They're like, basketball. 2023, Avengers actor Jeremy Renner was accidentally ran over by a snowplow, breaking more than 30 bones in his body near Reno, Nevada.
Man.
I was talking to you about him, the guy who played arrow shoot guy in Avengers. What's his face?
I don't remember the Avengers. I know of it, but I don't remember the characters or anything. You talking about
the arrow shoot guy? Hawkeye is his name.
I don't know.
No. Well, he's the guy. That's him.
Wow.
And I heard about that. I hope he's okay. You know, I think he's been in a couple movies since, and I've seen movies. I think they're new movies, and he's
That's
in
a
them.
lot of putting back
So I think he's
together.
okay. But he got ran over, and it's not just a normal. It's one of those big tractor snowplows.
Yeah.
Like a big one. You know. 2023, Croatia adopted the euro, becoming the 20th member of the eurozone, and also joined the Schengen arena, becoming its 27th member. 2024, a magnitude 7.6 earthquake struck Japan's western coast,
Whoa.
killing an estimated 120 people and injuring more than
I
100.
don't even remember that.
Yeah,
It's huge.
yeah. Apparently, there was an earthquake. Yeah. More than 500 people and injuring over 1,000 others. A majority of direct deaths were due to collapsed homes, according to our other source here. Now, the last several articles are going to be kind of on the lower side, but hey, history is history. So, this one's not bad, though. 2024, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates became BRICS members. I don't remember what BRICS is, but that's some kind of economic something or other.
Yeah.
We also have Ethiopia made a controversial deal with the Somaliland to lease part of its coastline, including becoming the first country to recognize it as a separate country from Somalia. That's
BRICS
weird.
is to establish currency other than a worldwide currency, not the American dollar.
Not the U.S. petrodollar. Okay. All right. 2024, Artoska ceased to exist. Well, at least greatest glory ever, Arstotzka is still around. So, then we have 2025, a fire destroyed most of Ghana's Kantamato market in Accra, one of the world's largest secondhand clothing markets. Wow, that's awful. And this last article, as I said, is terrible. But not all of history is peachy. Ukraine stopped the flow of Russian gas, ending its transit agreement with Gazprom, cutting off gas supply to Transnistria, a separatist region of eastern Moldova. So, or that. But that should conclude the show. We got done in an hour and a half at least. Yeah, I said at the top it was going to be a long one. But hey, we covered all of history, or at least, all the important parts. And you saw all the stuff that we skipped over.
Other than cricket, we could have skipped.
Well, we could have skipped basketball too.
I would have forgot it just to lose cricket.
Well, what about the line or the cycle? A strike
Only
home run
you would
touchdown.
have those words in baseball metaphor.
Yeah. Now, tomorrow's show is going to be weird. I don't know what we're going to do. We might be live in the morning. We might, record it in the morning and post it later. We'll see. We're going to museums tomorrow. So, yeah. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you. Thank you very much for watching. Whether it was live or at some point in the space-time continuum is irrelevant. A view is a view. A like is a like. A subscribe is a subscribe. All that jazz. Until you see us next time, toodles. And in here. And in here.